Today I will show you the 6 worst gardening mistakes which I have made this year. The first mistake is leaving your plants in the ground too long once you have finished with them, like this bed of carrots, which is pretty much finished. Lots of the carrots have been chewed by rabbits and they are just taking up room for no point, but I don't remove them, I just leave them there taking up room for months, when I could be using the land for something useful, like winter salad or more carrots. The second mistake is not having wide enough paths in your patch. Paths should be wide enough so you can do everything you need to do, like get a wheelbarrow through, without damaging the plants on either side. My paths are about 40 centimeters wide, which is okay for some beds, but too small for other beds, like my carrot, because I can't fit a wheelbarrow through with all of the bricks and logs holding down the insect netting. Wide paths are not just important in between your beds, but also around the whole patch, like the path next to my electric rabbit fence. These paths are so narrow, it is hard to get a wheelbarrow through without getting a shock. The third mistake is making your beds too wide. Beds should be wide enough so you can reach the middle of the bed on both sides. If they are too wide, then you won't be able to reach the plants in the middle of your bed, and to get to them you'll have to trample your other plants. My beds are 1.5 meters wide, which is okay for me. If you have shorter arms, then you will need narrower beds. The fourth mistake is the worst one I have made this year. Spacing your plants too close together can be really bad. Even just spacing them a little bit closer than you should can cause big problems, like these headed lettuces. These are meant to be spaced 30 centimeters apart, but I planted them 15 centimeters apart. And after not being able to sell any lettuces, the overlapping leaves create a good moist environment for mildew to grow, so now everything I try to grow is getting destroyed by mildew. The fifth mistake is watering in the evening. Watering in the evening will let the water have time to seep into the soil before it evaporates. But when it is cloudy, this can be a bad idea, because the leaves will stay moist for hours, and make a good environment for different funguses to grow. This is especially bad in a polytunnel, because it is humid and there is no airflow, so instead you should water in the morning. This will give the water time to seep into the soil, and let the leaves dry out before night time. The sixth mistake is one of the worst things you can do, and I am probably the only person dumb enough to do it. Planting all your vegetables at the same time will mean that they are ready to harvest at the same time, so you will have to use up your whole harvest within a few weeks. So instead you should sow seeds successionally, which is sowing a smaller number of plants every few weeks or months, so that you have a constant harvest of the right amount of vegetables year round. This video will show you around my 0.1 acre market garden.